This phone cost me $80 and it runs Android Marshmallow. How is that possible? This is the AT&T branded LG Phoenix 2. Now obviously this is going to be available on a bunch of different carriers at a bunch of different names, probably at a bunch of different price points, but roughly around $80 to $100 a piece. It's not going to be hugely spectacular or anything, but I think it'll get the job done if any of the other budget phones I've used in the past are any indication. And I do have to say, right off the bat, AT&T's packaging has definitely improved, because now I can do that. So inside the box, of course, we've got the phone. You also get a 2,125 milliamp hour battery, a USB wall charger that appears to do 5 volts at 0.85 amps, a micro USB charging / data cable, and all of your product documentation, user guide, phone feature guide, all those books nobody's ever gonna look at. And of course, next up, the phone. Now we do have some plastic here on the front. There we go. And actually, it looks like there's plastic all around the side. Yes, on all 4 sides. But there you have it. So here's your 5-inch HD display. Has a 5 megapixel front-facing camera on it. Very nice textured, grippy back to it. I like that a lot. The same power button scheme that we've seen with a lot of the recent LG devices. So volume up, volume down, and power. Camera here on the back is 8 megapixel camera with 1 rear-facing flash. AT&T and LG branding, rear-facing speaker, not a huge fan of that. 3.5mm jack, micro USB port, and microphone here on the bottom. Nothing on the sides at all. Nothing on the top except another noise-canceling microphone. We'll go ahead and pop the back off. Just stick a thumbnail under here. And it looks like there's already a pre-installed SIM, but we'll take that out. And here's where the battery will go. Fairly quick and painless. And let's power it up. Now I should mention this also comes running a 1.3 gigahertz quad-core processor. It has 16 gigs of built-in storage, and inside of there you may have noticed, I didn't point it out, but there is a micro SD card slot in there, so you can expand it. It says up to 32 gigs of memory. Storage, not RAM. Really digging this back though. It's got this neat little crosshatch pattern on it. And just at first glance, the display, it's not the best display I've ever seen, but it does say it is an HD display, so it should be 720p. And just looking it up very quickly online, it looks like it's actually Snapdragon 210 processor, so it is a 1.3 gigahertz quad core, but specifically Snapdragon 210 and 1.5 gigs of RAM. And we are now at the setup screen, the welcome screen. Sign into my Wi-Fi, and we're at the point where it's asking if I have another device. We're gonna go ahead and skip that for now, sign into Google. And so far the typing on this is not bad at all, and the vibration motor is not insanely strong, but it's definitely enough to let you know. It gives you a little haptic feedback there. And I'm gonna go ahead and set this up as a new device, so we'll hit next. And that should be it. No, it wants to do AT&T setup and transfer stuff. No, we don't. License agreements, and we're done. Just want to swipe down from the top. You can see we're at 65% brightness. We can turn it all the way up so you can get as bright as it'll go, or you can hit over here to turn it down or to medium. You can also, again, it says you can do LG backup to copy from an old device. And here is stock Marshmallow on the new wave of budget devices. So just what comes pre-installed, bunch of apps, although it doesn't look like it's all that much. So you've got your Google apps up here, including Android Pay, a buttload of AT&T apps, Lookout, more AT&T apps, Plenty, Yellow Pages, and Uber. Again, just a bunch of stuff I would never use, but it's there and you probably can't remove it unless you root it. Looks like there's a bunch of updates available, but swiping down and going into your settings, we go over to General and all the way to the bottom to About Phone, hit Software Info. You can see there we are running Android version 6.0, so it's not 6.0.1, and the Android security patch level is from March 1st, so it doesn't have the latest and greatest software updates, hopefully sometime soon. Taking a look in the storage, you can see we have 16 gigs of total storage with 9.64 gigs available. If you look in the battery, we're currently at 43% battery. We'll go ahead and show the percentage up here just so you know it. As far as memory, it says we have an average use of 0.99 gigabytes. Total memory is 1.4 gigabytes. And then let's take a quick look in the camera. So by default, it wanted to ask for my location. Go ahead and tap the button up here so you can see all of the UI stuff. And then if we tap the little cog up here, you can see a bunch of different options, including 16:9. So your photos by default will be 16:9. You can make them 1:1, 4:3. And then in terms of the video, you get HD as the option. So you can get HD, meaning 720p video. If you turn it around to the front-facing camera with the second button there, come back into the same place, we get 16:9 as our default with HD, again, 720p front-facing video, which is a little bit of a letdown. I think the last generation budget devices actually were moving in the direction of 1080p cameras. So kind of a bummer to see everything go into 720p. but I think it'll still get the job done. So here's a very quick sample of the front-facing video. Just looking at it here, it looks like the shutter speed is not all that bad. The colors don't look all that bad either. I'll be curious to see how it really looks and how it sounds though. And here's another quick video sample from the rear-facing camera. Again, 720p. I have no idea how this looks because again, it's the rear-facing, so I can't see anything. So you'll have to let me know how it looks for you, how the shutter speed and refresh rate and everything are, if there's, you know, any ghosting or anything. So there you go. That's what it looks like here in my office with very bright lighting. Yeah, so taking a quick look at the rear facing, it doesn't look all that great, but it gets the job done. Yeah, and actually the front facing looks almost as good. They're actually, for cell phone cameras, the front and rear facing on this appear to be about as similar to one another as I have seen on a phone. That's not to say that they're amazing, but that's to say that's probably closer to how they ought to be, meaning closer to each other in terms of performance. And you know what? In terms of this unboxing, that's probably gonna go ahead and wrap things up. If there's anything else you'd like to know about this, definitely let me know down in the comment section below. This may become the subject of a future giveaway if you guys are interested. But definitely not a bad pickup for about 80 bucks at Best Buy or Walmart or Amazon, wherever else you happen to be able to find it. So I'll put links to where you can find this down in the video description if you're interested in one. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a thumbs up down below if you like this video, subscribe to receive more, and I will see you again next time.